Imagine asking your partner what they want for their birthday, and their answer is, you disappear. That was the moment I knew I had to walk away. No regrets. But what happened after, you won't believe it. It was supposed to be a day of celebration, her birthday. The one day every year where I could show her how much she meant to me. I had the perfect dinner planned, a beautiful gift, and a heart full of love. But nothing could prepare me for the words she said that day. I asked her casually, "What do you want for your birthday?" I was expecting a new handbag, maybe a trip somewhere nice, or even just a little extra attention. But when she looked me dead in the eye, her response hit like a thunderclap. At first, I thought I misheard her. I couldn't have heard that right, could I? My mind raced, replaying the words. You disappear. No love, no affection, no playful wish, just a cold demand. I stared at her for what felt like an eternity. It wasn't anger that hit me first, but confusion. How could she say that? We were supposed to be partners. Through the ups, the downs, and everything in between. Hadn't I been there for her? Yet now, on her special day, she wanted nothing more than for me to vanish. The decision. I didn't ask her for an explanation. I didn't beg or plead. Something inside me snapped. Not in anger, but in acceptance. She wanted distance. She wanted space, so I would give it to her. But not in the way she expected. It wasn't just a simple break. I didn't just leave the house for a night or go to a friend's place for a couple of days. No, I took her words literally. I left. I packed my things and walked out of that door. The door to our shared life, our shared home. But the craziest thing? It didn't hurt. Not at first. It felt like a strange weight being lifted off my chest. The years of walking on eggshells, of wondering if I was enough, were gone. She had made her wish, and I granted it. The first few days were quiet, too quiet. I didn't hear from her, which surprised me. I thought she'd at least reach out, even just to make sure I was okay. But nothing. It was like I didn't exist anymore. I stayed in a small apartment I found on the outskirts of town, where no one knew me. No texts, no calls. I felt almost free. Then, on the fourth day, the unexpected happened. She called me. I was sitting on the couch flipping through channels when my phone buzzed. It was her number. My heart skipped, and for a second, I thought maybe she had changed her mind, that maybe she missed me. But when I answered, the coldness in her voice made it clear. She wasn't calling to apologize. "Where are you?" she asked, as though I owed her an explanation. "I'm where I need to be," I replied. "Come home," she said, her voice softening slightly. I didn't respond immediately. What was there to say? I didn't want to go back. I had given her what she wanted. I had disappeared. But at that moment, I realized that I had given up more than just my physical presence. I had walked away from a life where I was constantly questioning my worth. I told her, "No, I won't be coming back. Not yet, at least. Maybe not ever." The silence on the other end of the line was thick, but she didn't argue. Instead, she hung up. Days turned into weeks, and I felt like a new person. The freedom, the space, was something I hadn't known I needed. I went to the gym more, met new people, explored parts of the city I never thought to visit before. But I didn't expect what would happen next. One evening, I ran into someone at a cafe, someone who had been a friend of a friend, someone I'd always noticed but never really talked to. We hit it off instantly. We laughed, shared stories, and for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel the weight of someone else's expectations on my shoulders. I found myself genuinely enjoying the company of someone who wasn't tied to my past. The feeling of being wanted, appreciated, without the emotional baggage, was intoxicating. I realized something in those weeks apart. I had stayed in a relationship for far too long because I was afraid of being alone. But the truth was, I wasn't alone. Not really. I was just afraid to admit that I had outgrown the relationship. And then came the final moment. It was the day she reached out again. She wanted to meet, to talk things through. But I knew it wasn't about closure. It was about reclaiming control. She needed me to come back, to fall in line. But I wasn't the same person who had walked out that door. When I met her, I saw it in her eyes. The same coldness, the same distance. She hadn't changed, and neither had I. "I can't go back," I told her. "I can't be the person you want me to be. Not anymore." She stood there, staring at me, speechless for a moment. Then slowly, she nodded. She knew. We both knew. It was over. Conclusion. So, I kept walking away without looking back, and I never regretted it. Sometimes the hardest part is letting go, but when you're constantly fighting to stay in something that's no longer working, you're not living, you're just surviving. So, to anyone out there who's been in a relationship where you feel like you're just a placeholder or a shadow, don't be afraid to walk away. Life is too short to settle for less than you deserve. What would you do if your partner asked for something like this? Would you walk away or try to fix things? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to hear your thoughts.